also work on other productions throughout the year. We make news packages and feature videos telling the stories of our school.
Don't forget about our short films and the weekly news for the high school.
The GHTV program has 2 different YouTube channels. The channel you're on now is where you will find all of our live streams.
And on the GHTV Productions channel, you will find student projects like news packages and short films.
Make sure to subscribe to both channels so you stay updated on all of our content.
senior here at GHS. I would like to welcome you to our 22nd annual Greenbrier High School Veterans Day ceremony. At this time, we ask that if you are able, please rise and direct your attention to the presentation area for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as the University of Central Arkansas, ROTC, presents the national colors and for the playing of our national anthem by our GHS band. Thank you. You may be seated.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Emma Reynolds, and I'm a senior here at Greenbrier High School. Today, we come together to honor and celebrate the outstanding men and women who have served our nation with courage and dedication. On this Veterans Day, we pause to reflect on the sacrifices made by our veterans and express our deepest gratitude for their service. I want to begin by thanking all of those who, despite the risk, raised their hand to serve this country. To those here with us today, we are truly honored to have you and your families join us. Veterans Day is more than just a date. It's a powerful reminder of the values that define us: bravery, selflessness, and service. Whether in combat or support roles, at home or abroad, our veterans have helped shape our nation's history and preserve the freedoms that we enjoy. To our veterans, we offer a heartfelt thanks. Your courage has protected our nation, and your sacrifices have created the opportunities that we have today. We recognize the challenges you faced and the cost of your service, and we stand united in respect and appreciation. As today's ceremony continues, let us remember honoring veterans is not limited to one day. It's about carrying their legacy forward through support, action, and a commitment to the values they fought to defend. Thank you for your service, and thank you all for being here to show your support. Please now pay your respects to the GHS band as they play the service songs. Veterans, when you hear your service song for your branch of service, please stand.
U.S. Navy. Guards, thank you for your service.
Hello everyone, it's an honor to be with you today. My name is Oakley Caudle. I'm a senior here at GHS. We gathered here this morning to celebrate the brave men and women who have served our nation and to recognize a special incentive, the presentation of a handmade quilt to 2 veterans. Today we present this quilt to Sergeant Wendell Price, who served in the U.S. Army for 12 years. We also honor Master Sergeant Bobby Cantrell, who served in the U.S. Marines for 29 years. The tradition of presenting quilts to veterans reflects a deep respect for those who have served. These quilts symbolize comfort and gratitude, each one carefully crafted by members of the community to honor your courage, sacrifice, and service to our nation. As you wrap yourselves in these quilts, may they bring you warmth and remind you that your sacrifices will never be forgotten. Thank you both for your service, and may you continue to find joy and peace in the years ahead. Thank you.
Colonel Miller was born in Conway, Arkansas in 1981 and has remained a lifelong resident of Greenbrier, Arkansas. He graduated from Ouachita Baptist University at Arkadelphia in 2004. He followed this with a master's in 2007 and completed his doctoral degree in 2016.
He began his military career in 2001 after enlisting in the Arkansas Army National Guard following the terrorist attacks on September 11th. Immediately following his initial training, he became an ROTC cadet. He received a commission as a second lieutenant field artillery officer in May 2004 and was assigned to the 1st of the 206th Field Artillery Battalion. Following graduation from seminary in 2007, he became a chaplain and served most of his career in the 39th Infantry Brigade. He is the veteran of war in Afghanistan, where he was the only chaplain for Joint Special Operations, across 10 locations spread throughout the country. In 2022, he became the senior command chaplain for the state of Arkansas.
Colonel Miller's military education has led him to currently being enrolled as a student in the 2027 class of the United States Army War College, where he's completing a master's degree in strategic studies. His awards and decorations include the Bronze Star Medal, Service Medal, the Combat Action Badge, Air Assault Wings, and the Army Mountaineering Badge. He and his wife Beth have been married for 22 years and they have 4 children, Bennett, Blair, Brenna, and Brighton. Now we would like to welcome our dad,
Colonel Jeremy Miller.
So my daughters asked me to give them my bio, and I said basically it was everything I was doing while, they just realized I wasn't at home or anything like that. So Coach Rob asked me to bring the juice today. I have no idea what that means. Does anyone know? All right, so just let him know. Nobody knows what that means. Good. I want to begin today's speech by simply taking the time to honor one individual who could not be with us today. An individual that spent time in the very hallways that you walk as students, educating me in the science department. He was a teacher here for many, many years. He was an Army veteran as well as a Marine Corps veteran, and his name is Darren Gaynor. He passed away this summer. And Mr. Gaynor meant a lot to a lot of us. In fact, many of the teachers that are here knew who he was. And if he could be in these seats right now with us, I know that he would. So I wanted to honor him today, especially with this being the Marine Corps' birthday. That's absolutely the only branch of our military founded in a bar. Not a lot of people realize that, but that is absolutely the truth. So, but it is something today. I want to begin by telling all of our students, all of our veterans, everyone who is here today, basically my bottom line up front. and that is the secret to happiness. The secret to happiness is freedom, and the secret to freedom is courage. Now, that was written by Thucydides when he wrote the history of the Peloponnesian War a long time ago. To our veterans, to our students, to our faculty that has invited me to be here, as well as to all of our community members, thank you for choosing to make this a day that we can remember, today that we can honor. This is a continual event in the state of Arkansas. This is a continual event that we hold, and it just keeps getting better and better. So thank you all to everyone who has put this together. Because we gather to honor courage, and that courage protects our freedom. The same freedom that Thucydides, this individual who most of you don't understand or know about, but he wrote those words over 2,500 years ago as he was chronicling the fight between Athens and Sparta as war broke out in Greece. He talked about how freedom, he said, depends on courage, and that truth is echoed through every generation of Americans who have ever worn this nation's uniform. From the frozen hills of Korea to the jungles of Vietnam, to the deserts of Iraq, and to the mountains of Afghanistan. You see, when the guns of war fell silent in World War II, it wasn't long before the nation called upon its servicemen, its sons and daughters, to go back to war on a peninsula that they had never heard of before. It was the Korean War. They fought there in brutal cold conditions that would make outside right now seem like a spring warm day. Brutal cold conditions, unrelenting terrain, often outnumbered and very undersupplied. And yet they held the line between tyranny and freedom, proving that courage isn't about comfort, it's about conviction. Then came Vietnam. There was a war here that tested not only the military strength, but also the spirit of a nation. Many who served there returned home to silence instead of parades. But their courage was never dependent upon applause. It was anchored by their duty. These men and women are some of the most duty-bound individuals you will ever meet in your life. And their service taught us that valor doesn't require recognition, it only requires heart. I would say that it also deserves recognition. So anytime that you see Vietnam veterans, please tell them thank you. Legacy continues, and it continued through the new generations, the Cold War, where generations of individuals kept an enemy at bay, consistently, continually being on guard. With the Persian Gulf War, defeating the fourth largest army in the world in 100 hours of combat. And then it led to the days and the long wars that we had after September 11th in the fight in Afghanistan and the fight in Iraq. So from Baghdad to Bagram, from Kabul to Kuwait, American soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines have carried on the same ancient courage that Thucydides actually described. The courage to stand where chaos was reigning and to bring order to that. The same place to stand to bring freedom where fear was reigning. Today, our service members continue that mission, whether they are standing guard in Europe, always prepared with our NATO forces against Russian aggression, whether they're responding to disasters at home or deterring aggression abroad. They remind us that the price of freedom isn't paid once, it's paid continually in service and in sacrifice. So let me shift my speech just for a moment. I know we've got some of our sophomores and our juniors here. We have a few of our seniors over here. Students, you're here today and you're probably wondering, what connects you to the veterans that are sitting between you? And I like how they have you sitting between them for all of our veterans. I love that. So students, why does this connect you? You may think that, listen, they're from a different world. But the truth is that the freedoms you enjoy every single day, the right to learn, the right to speak, the right to dream, all of those types of things are because of someone who raised their hand, who stood and said, send me, I'll go. And they didn't know if that took them into combat or if that took them into a life and a career of service. But they were willing to stand there. That courage didn't end with the last battle that was fought either. It lives on in every young American who is willing to step forward to serve something greater than themselves. It lives on in how you treat your neighbors. It lives on in how you stand up for what is right. It lives on in how you face challenges that actually seem way too big for you, because that is what a veteran did. They tackled all of those things. They were willing to stand. Because freedom depends not only on a warrior's courage, I would challenge you this: if you never serve a day in your life, freedom also depends upon the citizen's character. How do you act in civil society that we have helped protect? How have you been honoring the service and the sacrifice of these veterans who sit between you? Live each day like it actually matters. Live each day like our sacrifice was worth it. To our veterans, thank you. Thank you for who you are. Thank you for carrying the torch when others could not. Thank you for providing courage, not just in a moment on a battlefield, but also in a lifetime of commitment, service, and sacrifice. Ultimately, you built a bridge of freedom that others are able to walk across now. You have shown them that while wars may change from Korea, Vietnam, the Persian Gulf, all throughout time, the heart of the American warrior actually doesn't change. And there's something uniquely special about our warriors today. If you look at our military, it was British General Sir William Francis Butler who wrote this quote. He said that a nation that insists upon drawing a broad line between its fighting men and its thinking men is liable to have its fighting done by fools and its thinking done by cowards. And when you think about that, what does that mean? That means that we have to take our American warriors and we have to be able to show the world that we have scholar warriors, that we have individuals who can think, who can fight, who can react, who can come home, and who can serve, both in a combat situation far away or back in their own communities. You see, Sir William Francis Butler understood that our veterans have proven this over and over. America is strongest when courage and wisdom walk hand in hand, and our veterans today are thinkers, they are leaders, they are builders, they are mentors. They are the examples of what it means to live for other people, and they live for each of you. Because in this room right here between you are parents, grandparents, aunts and uncles. They are the individuals that you look up to, the ones that you love. So as we leave today, I would challenge you students to understand that you are the inheritors of this sacred trust. It is a trust that we as the American leaders, American warriors, we hand over to you after years of service. The gentleman sitting before me who received the quilts today, multiple years of service. Other individuals, we can hear about 10, 20, 30 years of military service to the various branches. And one day that transitions on to those of you who are sitting and listening. It will be your turn to support and defend this nation. So as we leave today, understand that freedom was never an accident. It was earned by ordinary Americans like yourselves. You chose to do extraordinary things. You chose to go to extraordinary places that I would say and argue that we probably looked and said, it's nothing great about this location, there's nothing great about this place. But you wouldn't trade those memories and those people and those places for anything in the world. May we live in a way that actually honors your service, all of our service. Students, honor that service today. And never forget the truth that Thucydides said long ago, that the secret to happiness, true happiness, is having freedom. And that freedom is only going to happen by the courageous individuals you see before you. So to every veteran today, thank you for standing your post. Thank you for doing your job and being willing to serve. To every student, may you carry forward with the same spirit of service, compassion, and courage that has kept this nation free and will continue to keep it free. And now as we close, I want to leave you with this blessing. May God bless you, may God keep you, and may God make his face to shine upon you. May he grant peace to our veterans, strength to our service members, and hope to the next generation. God bless you and God bless America. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Lexi Bartamasia, and today I want to talk about someone very special to me, my dad, Nathan Bartamasia. My dad served in the United States Air Force, and he was one of the strongest and most dedicated people I've ever known. He enlisted the day after 9/11 happened in 2001 because he wanted to protect our country and make a difference when it needed it the most. He was stationed in Kadena Air Force Base in Okinawa, Japan, where he served as an E-5 staff sergeant in the 44th Fighter Squadron. He worked in avionics systems and weapon systems for F-15 fighter jets, specifically F-15C Eagle. His job was incredibly important. A lot of what he did required special clearance, and some of it still hasn't been declassified. So basically, my dad was doing top secret stuff way cooler than anything I'll ever do in math class. He was promoted to staff sergeant in 2007, and everyone he worked with respected him not for how good he was at his job, but for how kind, funny, and genuine he was. His nickname was Eagle Keeper because of the jets he worked on, and that's why our Wi-Fi password at home was always named Eagle Keeper. I used to think that it was just some random dad thing. Turns out it was literally his calling sign, so even our Wi-Fi was a tribute to his awesomeness. On March 4th, 2024, when I was 14 years old, my dad passed away. Losing him was the hardest thing I've ever gone through, but I know he'd want me to keep smiling, keep laughing, and to keep living life bravely, just like he always did. My dad's story always reminds me that Veterans Day is really about honoring people who served with courage, sacrifice, and love for their country. My dad didn't just serve in the Air Force, he served through the way he lived. He was brave, loyal, and always willing to help others, whether it was fixing a jet or fixing one of my broken toys when I was little. Today, I stand before everyone and my mama in the audience, a 15-year-old with a dream to keep my dad's memory alive. So today, I want to say thank you to all the veterans who served or are serving, and especially thank you to my dad, my hero, my inspiration, and forever my Eagle Keeper. Thank you.
Let us take a moment of silence to honor and remember the brave veterans who are no longer with us today. Their courage, sacrifice, and dedication to our country will never be forgotten. Now, as we continue our program, we'd like to recognize and celebrate the veterans who are here with us today. We are deeply grateful for your service. Please join me in acknowledging the following veterans. Edwin Hicks, Air Force. Brian Butler, Air Force. Danley Franks, Air Force. Gregory Bean, Air Force. Hillary Folks, Air Force. Spencer Hare, Air Force. Chad Smith, Army. Wendell Price, Army. Daniel West, Army. Derek Hardy, Army. Devin Billington, Army. David Collins, Army. John Fleming, Army. Sharon Mixon, Army. Brian Woods, Army. Bobby Cantrell, Army. Socorro Delgado, Army. James Hidman, Army. Gary Flowers, Army. Howard West, Army. Arthur Watt, Army. Mickey Hopper, Army. Jimmy Everett, Army. Matthew Westbrook, Army. Stephen Meeks, Army. Joseph Sinio, Army. Fred Marty, Army. David Green. Robert Travis, Army. Thomas Perry, Army. David Meeks, Army. David Collins, Army. Stephen Gillian, Marines. Ryan Childers, Marines. Justin Warner, Marines. Avril Martin, Marines. Craig Morris, Marines. Esteban Delgado, Marines. James Cupid, Navy. Tim Turnage, Navy. James Boyd, Navy. Frank Chapman, Navy. Wyatt Toll, Navy. Jimmy Toll, Navy. Rita Toll, Navy. Laura Toll, Navy. Ronnie Morgan, Navy. Roy Montgomery. Jimmy Bryan, Navy. David Meeks, Army. Whitney Carr, Army. John Belowski, Navy.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw our ceremony to a close today, let's take a moment to reflect as we have honored the men and women who have worn the uniform with pride and who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. Their bravery and commitment have shaped the course of our history and secured the values we hold dear. Let us remember that our gratitude does not end with this ceremony. Every day, we have the opportunity to show our appreciation by supporting veterans and their families, advocating for their needs, and ensuring their stories are never forgotten. To our veterans, both present and absent, we say once again, thank you. Your sacrifice and service have not gone unnoticed. You are the true embodiment of heroism, and we are forever in your debt. Let us all strive to live in a way that reflects the values for which you fought so valiantly. As we go about our lives, let's do so with a sense of duty and a deep appreciation for the freedoms we enjoy because of your sacrifices. Thank you all for being here today and for paying tribute to those who have served. Let us now move forward with renewed commitment to honor their legacy every day of the year. Thank you again, and God bless America.
There's one group that we failed to mention today. Pardon me. And I lost mine in April. But the spouses of all us veterans, they literally held down the fort while we were gone, and most of the time, their jobs are more difficult than ours. I think they deserve a whole lot of recognition. Thank you.
Well said. Okay, before we conclude our ceremony, I would like to take a moment to recognize those in our midst who are not yet veterans but are currently enlisted in the military or who plan to serve. Your commitment to our country is commendable, and we appreciate your dedication and sacrifice as well. If you are here today, please stand so we can acknowledge and honor you for your service and or your future services. We would like to say a special thank you to Greenbrier High School administration, band, Beta Club, cafeteria staff, choir, East, faculty, FBLA, FCCLA, office staff, our First Service Bank in Greenbrier, all of the students who set up and helped make this possible, Greenbrier Harps and Walmart, Roadrunners EHC, Verco, Wagon Wheel Restaurant, and most importantly, our veterans and their families. I hope that you have a great rest of your day. Veterans and guests, if you would please remain seated, we're going to dismiss the rest of our students back to third period, starting with our 10th graders. So 10th graders, if you would please go back to your third period class.